Talent is cheaper than table salt. What dot separates the talented dot individual from the dot successful one is a dot lot of hard work. The fight is won or lost far away from witnesses. Behind the lines, in the gym, dotted out there on the road, not long before I dance under those lights. Success means doing the best with what we don't have. Success is the doing, not the getting, not in the trying, not the triumph. Success is a personal dot standard, reaching for the highest dot that dot is in us, becoming all that we can be. A man is a success dot if he gets up in the morning and gets to dot bed at night, and in dot between does what he wants to do. In a moment of decision, the best dot thing you can do is dot the right thing to do. The next best thing is the wrong thing, and dot the worst thing you dot can do is nothing. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. When dot you go through hardships dot and decide not to surrender, dot that is strength. When you get into dot a tight place and dot everything goes against dot you, till it seems as though you could not hang on a dot minute longer, never give dot up then, for that is just the dot place and time that the dot tide will turn. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement and success dot have no meaning. Whatever you do it with all your dot might. Work at it, dot early and late, in dot season and out of season, not leaving dot a stone unturned, and never deferring for a dot single hour that which can be done just as dot well now. Do not be too timid and squeamish about. Therefore we say that if you give the little finger to the dot devil, he takes the dot whole arm, and finally the whole body. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely, which is not necessarily inimical to companionship, for none is more dot sensitive to companionship than he is, and companionship thrives only when each dot individual remembers his individuality without dot identifying himself dot with others. Where love reigns, there is no will to dot power, and where the will to power is paramount, love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the dot other, who adopts the dot standpoint of Eros finds dot his compensatory opposite in the will to power, and dot vice versa. People will do anything, dot no matter how absurd, in dot order to avoid facing their dot own soul. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. There is a mystical fool in me that proved to be stronger than all my science. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. Often the hands will solve a mystery that the intellect has struggled with in vain. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Great talents are the most lovely and often the most dangerous fruits on the tree of humanity. They hang upon the most slender twigs that are easily snapped off. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. There are moments when I wish I could roll back the clock and take all the sadness away, but I have the feeling that if I did, the joy would be gone as well. You see, I usually find myself among strangers because I drift here and there trying to forget the sad things that happen to me. I'm not crying because of you, you're not worth it. I'm crying because my delusion of who you were was shattered by the truth of who you are. I'm not crying because of you, you're not worth it. I'm crying because my delusion of who you were was shattered by the truth of who you are. The biggest risk is not taking any risk in a world that's changing really quickly. The only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Move fast and break things. Unless you are breaking stuff, you are not moving fast enough. I made so many mistakes in running the company so far. Basically any mistake you can think of I probably made. I think, if anything, the Facebook story is a great example of how if you're building a product that people love, you can make a lot of mistakes. If you just work on stuff that you like and you're passionate about, you don't have to have a master plan with how things will play out. Don't discount yourself, no matter what you're doing. Everyone has a unique perspective that they can bring to the world. Finding your purpose isn't in